So let's bring this back to Catholicism for a minute. So there's the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay. Then you have, again, what we've talked about before, and John brought it up again. Cabbage, water, and salt, fermented equals life. Another Trinity. Jelly juice, God and man, because they all have to exist simultaneously to exist at all. Because jelly juice is the salt, the God is the one that gave us all of the components to put it together, the alchemy. And man needs the salt because we already have the sugar. That's what the gods lived off of as far as immortality, because they already had the energy. Now they were living and subsisting off of the sugar, the ambrosia, the honey, to give them that immortality. The nectar of the gods was the honey. The nectar of the gods was the ambrosia. Why was it nectar? Because it was sugar and they were salt. They were energy. Okay? You kind of get the connection here? And so everything is in threes. I mean, yes, you have the twos accompany. Things are divisible by two. Two can create one and then keep splitting into twos and twos and twos and twos, exponentially. Three is then, yeah, like you said, the Holy Trinity. Because in order for you to have the two arguments or the two opposing pluses and minuses, there is but one that gave you the plus and minus to actually exist to begin with. Who that one thing is, I will never know, because just like that video that John posted, that I reposted about that creationist that answered the scientists about God and creation and whatever, for you to have all the matter and all the image, which is the gases, the matter, the acids, the electrical impulses, something had to be the catalyst to kind of create the action, to get a reaction. There was an original action to get the Big Bang reaction, if that was even what caused then everything to coalesce together and create intelligence. Okay? And so, yeah, it's the Holy Trinity. Okay? And they all need each other. But who the original one to give you the pluses and minuses in this universe, that's the higher power. That's what people are like, oh my God. And so you in your world, as you're sitting at home, doing your real estate, doing your flight attendant stuff, building your houses, your God is, yes, the money. Your God is the ones that are the architects of your system. They're the ones that give you the pluses and minuses in your community. Either someone's going to buy your stuff or use your airline or buy your house, or somebody else is going to take your customers. And so it's always that dance between the pluses and minuses in the society, in your body, in the universe. And there's always a puppeteer that's going to force you to dance. Always. And so now that you know this, there's nothing to fight against. There's nothing to resist. You just go with the flow. You be like water. You be like fluid and adapt to everything. If not, then that's fine. You'll have a temporary stay on Earth. Somebody will exploit you for your resources. You'll be like, hey, everything is great. As you wave bye-bye to your friends and family on your way to who knows where, parts unknown. And so, yeah. Because even the elite, even those that are even the elite that are our gods, right? The ones that print the money, the ones that give us a reason to exist, they got to deal with the aging process. You think Nelson Rockefeller and Amschel, whatever, Rothschild, you think they had an easy time expiring in the system? You think the Lees and all the different, dragon bloodlines, you think they're having an easy time aging and degrading? No. I mean, if we're taking DNA from tombs of Egypt so we can bring back the gods of back then, it means that they were mortal. They were just as ordinary as you and I, but they just happen to know chemistry. Now that you know chemistry, what's there to worship? But you still live in an infrastructure that needs you. Okay? You still live in a world, in a community that you're depending on. They're dependent on you. It's a quid pro quo. Whatever you take, you replace. If not, you'll be replaced. You can't take more than you're giving. You can't give more than you're taking. It's all that balance. But now I get alchemy now. I get it. But I remember a couple years ago, I was really just like, alchemy, what the fuck? I was resisting a lot of stuff in the occult world because people were still doing the cannabis. They were still playing with their drugs. And I'm just like, all these alchemists who claim to know about, science and magic or whatever, and they're all taking their antibiotics, destroying themselves. Yeah, they see the value in Jilly Juice, but they weren't looking at how to balance Jilly Juice with their world. And what was the specific measurable results were they actually putting out there or expecting? Jilly Juice is not just another run-of-the-mill little concoction of alchemy. There's a whole world behind Jilly Juice that I wasn't even aware of. Holy crap. And thank God John Oakes knows more than I do. You got to find people that know more than you do on certain areas. When you're around people that don't know as much as you, then they're going to be learning everything from you, and then and they can offer other things, and that's fine if there's a good. But it's always good to have someone smarter than you. Always good. Always good in very specific areas. Not everything. Some people are smarter than me in other areas that I get, that I have no idea, I don't even want to touch because I'm dealing with this. But when it comes to things like this, what we're dealing with, it's nice to have people that know more in these areas that I'm looking at. And the esoteric world is such a world that is so vast. So vast. It's insane how vast it is. And I haven't even scratched the surface. I scratched enough of the surface to make a difference in your future. But I haven't even scratched the surface on how much more that there is that I don't even know that I don't even know. You know what you know, and you know what you don't know, but you don't even know what you don't even know. And that's the blind spot of humanity. And that's the Manly P. Hall. That's what John Oakes is uncovering for me. The stuff that I didn't even know that I didn't even know. Okay? And that's pretty amazing. So imagine your world. When you guys are just discovering Jilly Juice, you know what you know, and you know what you don't know. And the Jilly Juice is what you didn't even know that you didn't even know. And now you're like, holy crap, this is a blind spot in my life that I wasn't even aware of. And yes, hey, Krista. And yeah, it's as dark as human sacrifice. And it's as light and amazing as just the fact that you're alive and you're able to eat a piece of cake. You're able to pet your dog. Wendy, I love how I know what you're sharing the lens of what I know. Absolutely. We all have some form of this knowledge in one way or another. See, we're all connected. We really are. We're all connected. We were just missing the different pieces. We were all like a piece of the puzzle. Some of you are able to share with me, and some of you, are okay with letting me know that you know certain things already, which is great. Like I know, Patricia and Wendy and John, and other people were like, yeah, I've been down this road before. Someone told me this a long time ago. Absolutely. There's a lot of stuff out there, esoteric knowledge and whatever, that has been around for a while. And people know about it and they try to tap into it in different ways by doing ayahuasca or, what did John say? Knowing the self is endless. Oh, yeah. People try to tap into their pineal gland, doing drugs and doing things and starving themselves and being breatharians. And that's great. And they have plenty to share. But what if you didn't have to do drugs to be able to meet, or see your pineal gland or how to use that? Like I was watching, I fell asleep through it because my brain was just so tired. It's called Synchronic or whatever. It's on Netflix. I'm in the process of watching it. It's a trip. Yes, but you're bringing a fresh perspective, which is awesome. No worries, Wendy. Yeah. And so I'm watching Synchronic, and they're talking about the pineal gland and being, how time and space and all that stuff is just really like a materialization and a dematerialization in like one moment's notice or one moment or whatever. And you're able to actually go back to, I have to finish watching the movie, but yeah, we're learning a lot of stuff about time and about just human history and about what is possible as far as humans. My dog gets antsy when I'm talking. My voice makes her just move around. She's a trip. So that's why you're hearing her jump off the couch and jump on the couch. She gets anxiety when I talk. I don't know why. It's not because she thinks I don't know what she's thinking. Come here, sugar. Come here, baby. So anyway, we're learning a lot of esoteric knowledge. We're learning a lot about the dualities. That, you're always going to have life and death in the world, but you don't have to die. But if someone wants to die, then you let them die. You give them all the information in the world, but then you honor their choice. Okay? Just like people who are criminals. Just like people who are law-abiders. They all reside together. Just like Satan and Lucifer. Jesus and Satan. Whatever. They all reside together. One cannot be without the other. Just like you need the people in your community. You cannot exist alone. You can only coexist. But you can be more independent than the other person, yes. But you need people in your world on some level. Even if it's just like once a week you see somebody. If I wasn't married, I'm the kind of person where I would be hermetically sealed for a while and then come out and say, hey, I'm here. But you'd see me through virtual, and then I'd go back to my little hole, whatever, because that's my solitude. That's my space. That is my place to create, to convert. I don't want to have so many things in my ear 24/7. I want to be able to turn it off at a moment's notice. But when someone's like physically in your space all the time, you can't turn them off, nor should you. But if you choose to be around somebody a certain amount of time, then, you got to deal with whatever. So that's a lot of stuff. I mean, telling you, this virus is amazing. And it's going to highlight the things that you are running away from, as well as the things that you are choosing to face. And I'm telling you, I don't know, man. So anyways, Jilly Juice and God and man is the Trinity. Because we are eating the sugar, but we need the salt to balance us out. How many people are overweight? How many people are underweight because they've been avoiding sugar and avoiding salt, but they're allowing the gravity to kick their ass? Because gravity is also a force. It's a force that will cause action potential. And so if you stay away from salt and you stay away from sugar, something else is going to cause your cells to do whatever, and you're still going to age. And then you already have leaky gut, and you're leaking on the back end. So you're going to expire. And some of you have too much sugar in your life, not enough salt. And then all that covalent bonding, all of that stuff that's sticking to you is causing then pressure on your vital organs. So you got to learn how to balance out the sugar and the salt and deal with the pain. That it's not all about, going out with a bang, but I guess it is for some people. It's all about going out with a bang and how much activism can I do in a day without taking care of myself? Telling you, the dualities have to reside together. For you to live, someone else has to pass away. There's no two ways about it. Everybody can't live. And so you got to be the one to choose. Are you going to be the one to live or somebody else? Which means you better be more strategic than the other person. You can't convert people that don't want to be converted. I'm telling you. Some of you thinking that you can do that. And you're spinning your wheels. You're wasting your energy, which you could be using towards yourself, your kid, your family. Oh no, you want to go and save strangers who don't give a fuck about themselves or you. Oh, but I want to go save the world. They don't care about you. They would rather take your energy and waste it. You know, people have taken my energy and wasted it. I'm trying to help them. They're like, yeah, fuck you. Or they pretend they want to do J-Juice and they just suck the life out of me. And I'm just like, I'm done. Block, delete. I can't deal with this anymore. But some of you are wanting to convert people that have no business being converted. Because it really is between you or them. Do you want to live? And if that one piece of cake is the only cake between you and that other person, you're trying to save them. You're going to sacrifice yourself for them? That's what activists do. They basically want to be the savior. They want to sacrifice themselves for the world. No one deemed you Jesus. But a lot of activists think that they're Jesus. The savior complex is so huge. And that's why we have a lot of self-sacrificing mothers, self-sacrificing wives, self-sacrificing activists out there who are trying to save their own kind, but they haven't even saved themselves. And they want to take on this Jesus complex. It's going to work against you. Jesus died on the cross. Is that where you want to end up? At some point, you're going to have to figure out that it's not about everybody else. It's about you and how you deal with your life and how you take care of yourself. The other person will figure it out, or they won't. But that's their choice. You can drop all the fucking seeds you want, and people will still be resistant because they have it in their head that they want to die. It's to be expected. And so when you're dealing with a mental block like that, you're just wasting your time. So I just go on my page and talk about stuff and have realizations. I put all the information out there. I have a pinned post on my personal Facebook page. Anybody can get basically the very basic principles of J-Juice. You got to deal with pain. You got to do waterfalls. You got to drink water. You got to eat the food supply. And you got to drink J-Juice. That's it. That's all there is to living and potentially indefinitely. There is no religion around it. There is no, oh, please, you should do it. There is no, you gotta be converted. No, there's like, hey, people have entrenched belief systems called dogmatic belief systems. I'm not trying to save you. Don't try to convert somebody else. Because when it comes down to it, between you or them, that one piece of cake, that one crumb, it's you or them. Who's it going to be? Are you going to sacrifice yourself or are you going to save yourself? One of the two. It can't be both. Because when you split that cake, you split the benefits of the cake. But then both of you will die. If you eat the whole cake, it's immortality. But if you take half the cake, then you're going to have 50 years and the other person has 50 years. Oh, that's right. Enjoy your 50 years together and you both die. Or one person lives on. Potentially indefinitely. So that's the whole point of you not being a Jesus to other people. Don't try to save other people. Save your fucking self, because that's the only thing you have at this point is yourself. And if you're not around, you don't have your friends and family don't get the joy of who you are when they're looking for someone to lean on. If you're going to be around for a long ass time, be that rock, but be a strong fucking rock. All right, that's it. Bye.